Hello, class. Today's lesson from the Little Professor is pronoun case. In English, personal pronouns change their forms, called cases, depending on how they function in a sentence. There are three cases in English. They are the nominative case pronouns, the objective case pronouns, and the possessive case pronouns. In a nominative case pronoun, you have your singular pronouns, I, you, he, she, and it, for first, second, and third person, and your plural pronouns, we, you, and they, for first, second, and third person. Nominative case pronouns function as either subjects or as predicate nominatives. Predicate nominative follows a linking verb, such as is, was, were, am, or are, and it identifies the subject of that sentence. In our first example, she has been learning about President Carter. The pronoun she is a nominative case pronoun functioning as the subject of the sentence. In our second example, my grandfather and she were talking about the 1970s. She is again functioning as part of a compound subject for this sentence. You should note that she and my grandfather, the two subjects, can be switched, and it makes no difference in choosing the pronoun. It would still remain in the nominative case, even if the sentence were she and my grandfather. In our third example, the president elected in 1976 was he. The nominative case pronoun he here functions as the predicate nominative of the sentence. It follows the linking verb was, and it identifies the subject of the sentence, president. Objective case pronouns include first person singular me, second person singular you, third person singular him or her, first person plural us, second person plural us, and third person plural them. Objective case pronouns function as either the direct object, the indirect object, or the object of a preposition in a sentence. In our first example, the Democrats nominated him for president. The objective case pronoun him functions as the direct object of the verb nominate. Our next example, people voting in 1976 gave him the victory. The objective case pronoun him functions as the indirect object of the verb gave. The direct object is victory. The indirect object is him. In our next example, my grandfather campaigned for him. The objective case pronoun him functions as the object of the preposition for. In the next example, voters decided between President Ford and him. We have again a preposition between, and him is one of the two objects of the preposition between. It's important to note that when deciding which case to use in a compound subject or object, that you should consider each part separately. In other words, remove the other half of the compound. For example, I voted for him and Mondale. If you remove and Mondale, your sentence would correctly read, I voted for him, not I voted for he. In the possessive case pronoun, our first person singular is my or mine. Second person singular, your or yours. Third person singular, his, her, hers, or its. First person plural, our or ours. Second person plural, your or yours. Third person plural, their, theirs. Possessive case pronouns show ownership and they function as subjects or objects of sentences. The first example, I will not lose our tickets. I is the subject of the sentence. Yours are for all three parts. Again, yours, the possessive pronoun functions as the subject of that sentence. Possessive pronouns are used to precede a gerund. A gerund is an ing word, a word ending in ing that functions as a noun, but looks like a verb. It is called a verbal. In our example, our buying park hopper tickets has excited the kids. So the gerund is buying, the gerund phrase is buying park hopper tickets. And because you have a gerund, you need to use a possessive pronoun such as our. Remember not to precede a participle with a possessive pronoun. For example, she saw us buying amusement park tickets today. So buying in this sentence functions as a participle. So us is used rather than our. Remember that a participle functions as an adjective rather than a noun. And finally, do not confuse possessive pronouns with contractions. Cases like their, its, and your. Thank you for watching our video. Please remember to subscribe to our channel.